Honestly, the Chinese drama scene at the start of 2026 completely caught me off guard. Zhao Liying, one of China's biggest stars, released a new drama, yet its reception was unexpectedly surpassed by Yang Zi's latest series. Even more surprising, Bai Lu's detective drama was outshined by Wang Churan's time travel romance. It looks like audiences care less about star power now and more about strong storytelling. In this video, we're breaking down the 9 best-reviewed Chinese dramas of the year so far, weighing their strengths and weaknesses. And the #1 spot is on another level, scoring an astonishing 9.2, with viewers struggling to find a single negative comment. Let's dive in and see which shows made the list. Number 9 on the early 2026 drama reputation rankings is The Guilty, with a 6.8 on Douban and a 7.7 on Weibo.
你再领我回来，我们必须赶在警察前找到真相。
有人不放过我，我也绝对不会放过他。
This drama actually has quite a few strengths worth talking about. First, there's no forced romance. The central storyline may look complicated at first, but the logic stays clear and easy to follow. Second, the characters feel grounded and three-dimensional. The core team truly has each other's backs, and that emotional loyalty gives the story real weight. Third, Wei Daxuan delivers a standout performance as Lu Ming. He convincingly transforms from a top law school graduate into a hardened suit-wearing enforcer 10 years later. It's the kind of performance that reminds viewers why he once stole attention even in Fireworks of My Heart. That said, the drama does have noticeable flaws. For one, the early cases reveal too much too soon, which takes away some of the suspense and investigative tension. And the finale feels rushed, wrapping things up far too quickly. Personally, I'd rate the first 10 episodes around an 8.0. The final 4, however, dropped to about a 5.5. Number 8 on the early 2026 drama reputation rankings is the Imperial Coroner 2, with a 5.7 on Douban but a much higher 8.1 on Weibo.
这一子落下之后，杀机尽息，
食管和肠胃内壁均有异常的溃烂，这种毒在大唐很罕见。
弃居保帅，杀人灭口。大唐和南诏的战火早就已经在暗处燃起。
Honestly, this time I have to side with Douban's lower score. The long-awaited sequel feels unnecessary and fails to live up to the original. That said, it isn't without strengths. First, the entire original cast returns. The 3 judicial offices team still has the same chemistry as in Season 1, and the costumes and production design remain elegant and carefully crafted. Second, with forensic investigation at its core, the autopsy details and deductive logic are still solid. Unfortunately, flaws overshadow the strengths. For one, the entire story revolves around a single clue, repeatedly relying on poisoning as the central device. After a few episodes, the repetition becomes exhausting. Second, the romantic subplot feels severely unbalanced. Male lead Xiao Jinyu shifts from the composed, jade-faced magistrate into a character who constantly apologizes and exists mainly to dote on his wife. Most damaging of all, the new character Yu Chinen receives an unusually large amount of screen time, to the point where it disrupts the narrative balance. In short, if you truly loved the Imperial Coroner, you may be better off revisiting the first season instead. Number 7 on the early 2026 drama reputation rankings is The Inner Eye, earning a 7.5 on Douban and an impressive 8.1 on Weibo.
输赢背后不仅有律师的良知和底线，还有公道和人性。
法律的存在是为了惩罚罪人，以理智去审判。这个世界有可能会更真实。
If you're tired of stories that divide the world into simple right and wrong, this series delivers a sobering wake-up call. First, Xian Jile proves exactly why she's one of China's most acclaimed actresses today. In the courtroom, she is sharp, composed, and authoritative. Yet in fleeting moments, when the camera catches her losing focus, you can glimpse the character's emotional complexity and inner conflict. Second, the cases confront difficult social realities, including consent boundaries, domestic abuse, and gender discrimination in the workplace. Third, the drama offers a grounded portrayal of the legal profession, revealing both the hardship and the moral resolve required to stand by justice. Of course, the show isn't without flaws. For one, several cases lean heavily on relationship disputes, and the repetition begins to feel formulaic over time. Second, the romantic arc between the leads lacks sufficient build-up, making their final alliance feel rushed. Overall, this is a grounded, thought-provoking drama that becomes more rewarding the deeper you reflect on it. There's a reason it holds a strong 7.5 rating on Douban. Number 6 on the early 2026 drama reputation rankings is No Pain No Gain, earning an 8.1 on Weibo.
太实惠了，花最多的钱做最烂的游戏，不求最好，但求最贵啊！纯诈骗，太低，格局你要打开，我要进军别的产业，亏个大的。
This is exactly the kind of feel-good escapist drama you want during the Lunar New Year holiday. Let's start with what viewers love about it. First, the fictional Tingda company introduces a dream workplace model. Overtime is forbidden, the boss hands out bonuses on a whim, and employees are sent on paid vacations. Honestly, who wouldn't envy that? Second, the story is light, fast-paced, and genuinely funny. The boss is determined to lose money and run the company into the ground, yet every attempt somehow turns into a profitable success. Third, Peng Yuchang shines as Pei Qian. His kindness toward employees feels sincere and grounded, making him far more approachable than the stereotypical aloof tycoon. That said, the show does have some major weaknesses. For one, the premise feels overly idealized. Everyone earns a monthly salary equivalent to about 36,000 renminbi, which feels wildly unrealistic. Second, the episodic structure becomes repetitive. The cycle rarely changes. The boss tries to sabotage a project, employees work hard to save it, the project unexpectedly becomes a hit, and the boss ends up frustrated by yet another success. Still, this is an easy, entertaining watch, perfect for office workers looking to unwind during the holiday break. Number 5 on the early 2026 drama reputation rankings is Unveil, Jade Wind, starring Bai Lu and Wang Churan, with an impressive 8.3 on Weibo. Let's look at what makes this drama stand out. First, the story centers on Bai Lu's character, Li Pei, as it exposes the struggles women face under imperial power and follows her journey toward awakening and self-rescue. Second, the pacing is tight and detail-driven, placing strong emphasis on physical evidence and logical deduction, giving the mystery-solving a grounded, methodical feel. Third, the production design faithfully recreates the grandeur of the Tang dynasty. Elements of Chinese-style horror are used sparingly to build atmosphere, creating tension without slipping into excess. Fourth, the performances deliver memorable moments. Bai Lu's rain-soaked battle in red and her desperate whistle for rescue from inside a coffin are striking scenes, while her intellectual partnership with Wang Xingyue's character adds a compelling brains-first dynamic that keeps viewers hooked. Of course, no drama is without flaws. For one, some cases are resolved through coincidence or intuition, which weakens the procedural rigor. Second, the political power struggles occasionally feel formulaic. Overall, this is a strong and visually striking series, especially enjoyable for viewers who appreciate mystery and political intrigue without demanding strict procedural realism. Number 4 on the early 2026 drama reputation rankings is How Dare You, starring Wang Churan and Cheng Lei, with an impressive 8.4 on Weibo.
暴君就爱妖艳这一挂。陛下，这可是决定咱们一旦组合生死存亡的一战。
我早已经是个逆水之人，就算书里已经写好命运，我到最后。
This is the kind of drama that feels effortlessly fun to watch. First, the plot is packed with reversals. Even though the leads seem to know the script, their information gaps allow people in the past to repeatedly outmaneuver them. Second, the humor lands fast and often. The famous scene where characters use English code phrases to confirm they're from the same world is just a warm-up. The political intrigue is filled with modern workplace humor, and the absurdity becomes increasingly addictive. Third, the visual appeal is undeniable. Wang Churan's seductive consort styling is both elegant and captivating, while Cheng Lei's imperial look radiates authority and presence. Of course, the drama has its limitations. For one, as a light comedy, it isn't meant to withstand strict logical scrutiny. Second, while the early episodes feel fresh and inventive, the later plot developments begin to slip into familiar territory. Overall, the series doesn't aim to be heavy or profound. It simply delivers a lively, entertaining ride that's perfect when you just want to relax and have fun. Number 3 on the early 2026 drama reputation rankings is The Dream Maker, starring Zhao Liying, with a 7.1 on Douban and an impressive 8.6 on Weibo.
李镇长这人啊，他有能力，还肯干，最主要是心思装着我们老百姓。
就应该是把有限的生命投入到无限的为人民服务中去。
What stands out about this drama is how unexpectedly refreshing it feels. First, Li Qiuping maps out a blueprint for scientific progress through theory and knowledge, while Zhang Diqing focuses on building the economy and attracting population growth. Together, their contrasting approaches fully flesh out both the ideological vision and the practical realities of building a new city. Second, the production design meticulously recreates the atmosphere of the 1980s, transporting viewers back to an era defined by ambition, struggle, and opportunity. Third, the director uses humor to soften the gravity of nation-building themes. From Zhang Diqing filming over-the-top commercials to workers chasing a cross-dressing boss over unpaid wages, these moments keep the story lively rather than heavy. That said, the drama isn't without its shortcomings. For one, the narrative focuses heavily on development policy and career ambitions. Viewers who prefer fast-moving plot twists may find it less engaging. Second, certain scenes have sparked debate over plausibility. The typhoon rescue sequence, for example, drew criticism for its questionable safety awareness. This is a series that rewards patience. If you can slow down and take it in, the experience is surprisingly rewarding. Number 2 on the early 2026 drama reputation rankings is Born to Be Alive, starring Hu Ge and Yang Zi, earning an outstanding 8.7 on Weibo.
他们现在连人都敢杀！
我想进山。
我们是行山队的，举起手，出来！
每一个猜测都可能让我们离真相更近。
兴许不会改变。
Let's start with what makes this series so powerful. First, it uses a restrained, slice-of-life narrative to explore faith and conviction. One simple line, "No man's land is not lawless land, lands with quiet force and stays with you." Second, the production design vividly recreates the Tibetan regions of the 1990s. Every detail reflects the harsh realities of survival and the moral struggles people faced. Third, the emotional balance is striking. Hu Ge and Li Guangjie carry much of the humor, while the brutality of poachers creates moments of real tension and unease. Of course, the drama isn't flawless. For one, the pacing is extremely slow burn, requiring patience from the viewer. Second, Yang Zi's widely promoted no makeup look appears more stylized on screen, with noticeable cosmetic choices that feel slightly at odds with the intended realism. Even so, these imperfections are easy to forgive. By refusing to cater to fast-paced trends and instead preserving quiet narrative space, Born to Be Alive achieves a timeless quality that may well define it as a modern classic. Number 1 on the early 2026 drama reputation rankings is Swords into Plowshares, scoring 7.9 on Douban and an astonishing 9.2 on Weibo.
若这天都崩了，覆巢之下，安有完卵？
终有一天你会明白，这世上的许多事儿
是梦，但不得不做。
In an era dominated by fast-paced entertainment, it's remarkable to see a drama like this rise to the very top. Let's start with what makes it exceptional. First, the series breaks new ground by focusing on a historical case of peaceful unification. It brings the ideal of placing the people above royal power to life with striking clarity. The battle sequences and court scenes are staged on a grand scale, using large practical sets that heighten the realism. Second, the veteran cast delivers commanding performances. Bai Lu's portrayal of the ruler of Wuyue, Qian Hongqiu, evolves from an easygoing prince into a monarch devoted to his people, with emotional depth and nuance throughout. Third, every character's entrance serves the central narrative, ensuring a tightly focused story. Fourth, the writing avoids simplistic loyal versus traitor stereotypes. Historically controversial figures such as Feng Dao are portrayed with nuance rather than easy judgment. If there is one major caveat, it lies in the intensity of its subject matter. The series depicts extreme wartime suffering, including scenes of forced cannibalism and the use of human bodies as provisions. These moments can feel more disturbing than horror films. Even viewers familiar with this history may find the stark on-screen portrayal deeply unsettling. All right, everyone, those are 9 of the most talked about, best-reviewed dramas of early 2026. Which ones are you watching right now? Drop your top picks in the comments and let everyone know what's worth adding to their watch list.